Alright, we should be live. It's been a little bit since I last went live. I wanted to stream more this week while I was off work, but I was a little bit busy, but I figured I'd go live today. Happy Thanksgiving. Today is Thanksgiving for everyone in the United States. It was a pretty good day. Just relaxed, ate some food, took a long nap, and played a couple games with friends, and now I'm here. So yeah, um, they just released a new boss in RuneScape 3 on Monday, Regal in Vorkath, which I believe I can bring up to the hero? No. Where is it? Adventures tab? Peace. Yeah, Regal in Vorkath. Which I eventually want to be able to try to fight on stream. Hey Yas, happy Thanksgiving. I eventually want to fight this new boss on stream, but it requires a lot of the prerequisites. So I'm gonna be, which I actually started on the last few times I've streamed RuneScape. It's all this Fort Forinthry stuff. So I'm gonna make some more progress towards that and see if we can knock some of this stuff out. Prerequisites? Yeah. How are you doing, Yas? Did you have a good Thanksgiving? Yeah, this is what we're gonna work on next. Looks like I already started. Or I marked it to start. Murder on the Border, which is the next quest in the series that we need. You went to McDonald's? Nice. McDonald's isn't a bad Thanksgiving meal. Yeah, so we'll speak to Aster in Fort Forinthry Town Hall to start the second quest, because we finished New Foundations last time. And there's... I thought I had it organized before, but maybe it switched it. Yeah, we got 5 more quests before we can take on the new boss. We had chicken McNuggets. Nice. Those are always good. What type of sauce do you like with them? Okay, so gotta go to Town Hall, which I believe is over here. And Aster. Greetings, Your Grace. Talk about murder on the border. Your Grace, we have received an urgent request from the king. Alright, so now we can accept this quest. You love sweet and sour? It's the best? Me too. That's what I always get when I have McNuggets. But yeah, I did look into this a little bit, and all the quests, I believe, are all medium length. The first one took quite a bit because I was doing it all by hand. I wasn't buying anything from like the shops or anything. I don't know if I'll do that this time just to try to make things quicker, but we'll have to see. We're twins, yeah. No, it's crazy how many quests are in this game. I can hide that so I only see the quests that are available to me now. Yeah, there's over 200 quests. But I completed most of them, but over the course of like 15 years. I've thought about trying to start a brand new account for stream, just so that I could like do everything fresh again. I don't know, I might end up doing that sometime. I feel like that would be fun. The only thing is this game takes so much like time and effort that I wouldn't really have time to do anything else. Oh yeah, and I can also talk to him about this bonus, the rested experience, because the cool thing about Fort Forinthry is when you're logged out, you actually get what's called rested experience now, which you can trade in for bonus experience. So even when you're not playing the game, you get some experience, which is cool. So I'm going to use that towards divination. Nice. You think the stream is good as it is? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I could always improve, always working to improve on things, but I feel like we've come a long way since we first started. What was the other thing I was gonna... so yeah, my experience has gone up quite a lot since I last streamed. I didn't do any quests or anything like major for the game. I've been saving all that stuff for stream, but this past week was double experience. Well, they call it weekend, but they really give you 48 hours throughout the week to use whenever you want. So I worked on some skills during that, and I got my construction up to 117 and divination up to 109. That's primarily what I focused on this week. So yeah, I made some good progress in those skills. But yeah, I think I have to talk to him again because I clicked out of the accept thing. Yeah, we've received an urgent request from the king, so we'll accept the quest. If the request is from King Rold, it must be important. Indeed it is. Alas, I must warn you, the nature of this request may be distressing. What is it? King Rold requests we hold a banquet at Fort Forinthry to commemorate your appointment as a duke. The royal family will be in attendance, as well as select members of the nobility. That doesn't sound particularly distressing. Pardon me, your grace, but have you met the other dukes and duchesses? The Miscellanean nobility? Or the queen, for that matter? Why do we need to throw a dinner party for the king again? It is customary for all newly appointed nobles of your station to do so. Still, the political machinations of the nobility are not a matter to be taken lightly. Be prepared for backstabbing, betrayal, underhanded deals, and a plethora of sarcastic jabs and passive-aggressive remarks. So just like any other day? I suppose such antics are commonplace for one with as colorful as a past as yourself. I can't deny the appeal. The thrill of political intrigue, seduction, ambition, and scandal does pique my interest. It's the backdrop of volumes 12 through 17 of Murder in Ardeno, the best mystery series in Gillinor, I'll have you know. Hopefully our soiree involves less bloodshed than the one in volume 14. I'm sure it will be fine. With your leadership, I'm confident it shall. There are several preparations that must be made in order for us to accommodate a banquet of this magnitude. We shall need to construct a kitchen for the fort, recruit a building manager, and gather supplies. Speak with Bill. I believe he has plans for the kitchen extension to the town hall. I shall look into recruiting a building manager for the new kitchen and direct our staff to gather produce from the local area. I'll speak to Bill then. He should be at the workshop as usual. Alright. So we'll go find Bill. Because we need a kitchen. Here's Bill. Murder on the border. Hey there, mate. Your grace? Aster told me we may need to host a party for some bigwigs coming over from the capital. Several of the kingdom's nobility will be attending, apparently, as well as the king and queen themselves. Blimey, it'll take quite the kitchen to cook a feast worthy of that lot. Luckily, I've been drawing up some blueprints for a kitchen extension to the town hall. This should be just what we need. Take a look at the table and see what you think. Thanks, Bill. Alright. So for kitchen, I'm assuming tier 1. We need 12 willow frames and 6 stone wall segments, which I believe I already have some. So that actually works out. Stone wall segment. Yeah, I got more than enough for that. I don't know about willow frames. Do have some willow logs and stuff, but I don't think I have enough. But it's a good start. Yeah, I can make 19 willow planks. Did you do anything else for Thanksgiving special, Yas? Did you go spend it with the family or anything? So hopefully everything looks and sounds okay. From my view, it seems like it. I did change out my mic while I was away from streaming, so that hopefully it doesn't like cut out as much and stuff. You spend it with your mom? Nice. That's always good to spend time with your parents. Okay, now I can withdraw some more willow logs. Also, I did get, because last time when I was gathering stuff, I forgot all about signs of the porters being things, which send stuff that you collect directly to your bank, so you don't have to travel so much. So I made sure I stocked up on signs of the porter. I've got full 500 charges for this, so that I can just stay at one place and not have to worry about running back and forth. You went to McDonald's together? Nice. Said I didn't really... Well, I made my own Thanksgiving meal. And then I took a nap. And then I woke up and I played Overwatch with a couple friends. But other than that, I pretty much just like relaxed today. So I'm gonna put those back in my bank for now. I want to move the stone wall segments down here so I don't lose track of them. Delete the placeholders for now. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Alright, and the best place for... I wasn't with my parents, no. My mom always invites me out to go have Thanksgiving dinner with her, but I generally don't. And my dad doesn't really do anything. They're separated, so my dad doesn't really do anything for Thanksgiving. But this was the first year I like made my own stuff. So I know I need willow logs, but let me just double check that, because last time I made a mistake and got the wrong thing. Of course it's not going to tell me. It just says I need to build the kitchen. I'm pretty sure it's willow. Which I believe willow logs I can find behind here. Yes, I can. Okay. And then I need to activate this border. So toggle it. That enabled it. And also... yeah, I'll turn on the extra 10%. Why not? So everything will get sent to the bank automatically, and I can actually check by looking at the number of charges to see how much has been sent. Nice. You like having chill Thanksgivings with no big celebrations? Yeah, me too. I'd much rather like just celebrate like either on my own or in a small group than have to be in like a large group of people. No, this year was nice. Normally at my old job I had to work every Thanksgiving, so this is the first year I've actually had Thanksgiving off. And I actually had the whole week off, which is nice. Because Mondays and Tuesdays are my normal days off, and then they paid us for yesterday, today, and tomorrow. But I didn't have to work at all this week, which is pretty cool. And when I go back on Saturday, I'm doing a day shift, so I'll get out at 3, which is nice, so I'll still have time to do stuff, and probably even stream. Yeah. Yeah, it was like a vacation. Even though I didn't request it, it was just one that worked out that way. Claim my daily hero points. Oh nice, we got level 37 on the Hero Pass, which is like RuneScape's Battle Pass. It just happened. I didn't claim it. So we got quite a bit of these underworld emblems now, which are just used as like currency in the shop, which is mostly like cosmetics. You can get a couple pets. Oh, I might get this one. Kind of looks like some sort of like snow leopard type thing. So I think 100 willow logs will probably be enough. You'll be right back? Okay, Yas. And we're at 43 so far. Yeah, doing it through the porters is much quicker than the last time. It took us like 6 hours to do a single quest because I had to keep running back and forth, but doing it with porters is so much more efficient. I should have been wearing my lumberjack outfit though for more woodcutting experience, but I mean, it's not, this is low level trees, so it's not like gonna give me a lot anyway, but I do have a pet with me here. This is like a little baby steel panther. Can't remember how I got him. But I've been playing for almost 20 years, so I have a bunch of different little things on my account, which is kind of cool. Alright, yeah, this is going pretty quickly. 39 more logs, and I think we'll be okay. Well, actually, let me do the math on this. Let me bring up a calculator here. So I need 12 of those. We need... yeah, 3 planks makes a refined. And then 3 refined makes a frame. So we need 9. 9 times 12. 108. Maybe I should do 120 just to be safe. So in that case, we'll need like 44 more, which still isn't too bad. Trees like this that give you resources without breaking after one are pretty nice. When you have to get the regular logs, they just break after one. So you have to keep going from tree to tree. But these you can just like click once and then just chill. I know RuneScape just hit like a milestone recently. They had 200,000 players for the first time last week between double experience in this game and the old school version is doing like a special event called Leagues, which is basically you start from scratch, I think, and try to be like the first player to get like the highest level in skills. It's like a seasonal thing. That's pretty cool. I don't think it's the first time in history RuneScape's had 200,000 players, but it's the first time in like a while. But it's nice to see that people are like playing again and stuff. Oh shoot, I forgot. I never posted in the Discord or Twitter. I had those all queued up to go and I never posted them. Oh shoot, I still have to do something else on Twitter real quick. There we go. All that stuff should be good now. Oh, I got a treasure hunter key. We'll do the uncommon and tokens. I feel like I have a ton of tokens, so I didn't really need those, but I got 733,000. But those can be traded in for experience, so I actually don't need to do that because I got more than enough bonus experience to get us to 200 mil. Well, someone in my clan just got a drop. It's not one of the better drops, but for some reason it spammed it like 8 times in the chat. Which I have partially covered up just in case, even though I don't think people will say anything bad, but at least not in my clan. But like random people in the like world might. Oh, I've already got how many I think I will need. Now we got the lodestone, that makes things a lot easier too. We could just travel right back to Fort Forinthry. And I got that new teleport animation during Halloween. That lets me turn into like a bat thing real quick. Alright. So now I can start turning these willow logs into planks. That's not the right thing. I'm struggling to click here. There we go. But yeah, this has been pretty fun, playing RuneScape on stream the last few times. I need to make more planks. I need to make them refined now. There we go. But yeah. This is kind of going to be like a mini-series for the channel. This road to Vorkath, because like I said, it takes like 5 quests, but they shouldn't be too long. But then once I get those quests done, I can start trying the new boss, which I heard is like a mid-level boss, so I shouldn't have problems with it. But then again, I haven't gone like bossing. I haven't done like new bosses in a long time, so it might take some getting used to. And I definitely still want to play the new games. Or not the new games, but well, let me reorganize that just for, there we go. I still need to finish Far Cry 6. And I still need to play more Tears of the Kingdom on stream, because I'm nowhere near done that. And then I promised Yeet that I'd do the Maki Ito female story for WWE. Which I should probably, I think I downloaded the COF for that, but I probably should look into that. Because I've heard they've been like doing some weird stuffs with community creations lately, and that they're banning like modded ones. So I should probably look at it and make sure I can still get that one. So we got that as well for the channel in the future. And I also told Kat I'd make another Pokemon Sword Nuzlocke attempt. So we got a lot of plans for the future. I also picked up a few new games through sales over the last week. Actually quite a few. I picked up Baldur's Gate 1, 2, and 3. Ghost Runner 1 and 2, I already owned 1. But for some reason it was cheaper to buy both of them than just Ghost Runner 2. So I picked up both of those. Um, what else did I pick up? Spider-Man 2, which I've played the first Spider-Man, but I still haven't played Morales yet. And also the first Spider-Man I played off stream, so I kind of want to play that on stream at some point. Mortal Kombat 1 I picked up. Street Fighter 6. Lords of the Fallen I picked up. Super Mario RPG. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I picked up quite a bit, honestly. And I also have Game Pass again. Game Pass, and I have PlayStation Plus and Switch Online. Even though there's not really much on Switch Online I would stream. But I did kind of debate on maybe someday doing Sonic 2. Because that was the first game I ever played. That was like my very first game. As like a little baby. So I might play that on stream at some point for nostalgia's sake, where it's on Switch Online. Because I also don't think I ever beat it as a kid. Like, I made it to the Metal Sonic level, but I don't think I ever got past that. And then maybe something like this, like Super Mario World or something like that, could be fun to stream as well. And then Game Pass has like Starfield and Lies of P, which I've been looking into. I feel like doing it this way is a lot quicker than with the porters than it took last time, because we're almost done already. All right, we can bank these ones, and then I need one more. So I did go a little bit, I went overkill with the logs, but it's better to have too many than it is to have not enough. Because you'd rather just have a few extra in the bank than have to run back. Also, there is an event running right now in RuneScape alongside this new boss, where you can collect these shards through doing different like stuff in the game. Which I already got the gathering shard, so I wouldn't get anything from woodcutting. Is it artisan? Technically, there's a chance I could get a shard through making these planks. My rune score should go up from doing these quests, so I should get a shard through that. Also, completing the quest will give me a shard. I don't know if I'll get all 8 shards in 9 days, though. Wait, there's more than 8 options, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay. That's good, because there was no way I was doing 90 clue scroll steps. There was no way I was doing all those. I used to be big into clue scrolls, but they take a lot of effort. But yeah, if you get all these shards, you can get some like overrides and cool stuff. But yeah, that should be it for stone walls and willow frames we need now to make our kitchen. Let me just double check. Actually, I'll just say to look here. Yeah, that's good for us. So start the blueprint for the kitchen. And then that should spawn over here. Yeah, we'll start making this. Yeah, that was like 100 times quicker than it took us last time when we were doing everything running to the bank and back and forth. Okay, you always want to click on the sparkling ones, because if you don't, the percentage goes down and then it like builds slower. And then once this blue bar over my head is filled, the building will be completed. I'm hoping to get like at least 2 quests done tonight. So that would be murder on the border, and then I gotta hide the locked ones. Unwelcomed guests. Yeah, that's the next one. Oh, I didn't even realize it shows you if you click on the required items. Like it tells you how many you needed. Quest overview. See, it would have taken 144 willow planks to make 12 frames, but because I already had a few left over from last time, it didn't take me that many. And then I'll need to fight one enemy at some point. I wasn't paying attention and I'm not getting the right one. There we go. Get back over here. Yeah, I've been trying to get on at least a little bit every day, even when I'm not like fully focused. I'll bring up RuneScape on like my second monitor and do something like AFK, like divination, just so that I can try to like grind some of the battle pass. Because I got to that pretty late, so I'm definitely not gonna finish it. But, we're at level 37, yeah, out of 120. So we're not going to finish it, but we're going to get some of the cool, like, cosmetic stuff. I think this is the first time RuneScape's ever done, like, a battle pass system. That's cool. Hey, Mandalore, thanks for the raid. How are you doing tonight? Let me remember what my command is here. I can never remember if it's just SO or if it's the full shout out. I think it's full. Yeah, there we go. You're playing Yakuza 0. How's that going? You're full from good food? Have you had a good Thanksgiving? Yeah, thank you for the shout out, Mandalore. Or not the shout out, the raid, rather. Sorry. Yeah, hopefully Yakuza's going well for you. Game's going pretty good. You got introduced to Majima. He's pretty badass. Yeah. I've never played a Yakuza game, but I've watched Steven do a couple of them, and they seem pretty fun. We're just playing some RuneScape over here. There's a new boss that came out this week that I have to complete a few quests to be able to get to. So, they're shorter quests. So I'm just trying to, like, get those done so that maybe by next week I can get to the boss. It's a good starting point, you're told? Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like it might be like a, some sort of prologue. Gotta use the bathroom. Alright, Mandalore. We should just be about finished building this building. The bar is almost full. We're almost at 1.7 billion experience, which is kind of crazy. Oh, there we go. The kitchen's built. Read note on cabbage dummy. The cabbage dummy has a note from Aster attached to it. It appears to document all the benefits of adding a kitchen to your fort. Oh, we get benefits? At tier 1, you will gain access to a range, bank, and sink in the kitchen. Your knives will also be sharpened and allow you to never fail cutting through spider webs. At tier 2, you'll gain access to a shop stocked with useful items for cooking. You'll also have a reduced chance to burn food cooked within the kitchen by 3%. Okay. Then at tier 3, you'll gain access to a soup creation station, benefiting from any workshop XP upgrades in your player-owned port. You'll also gain 5% additional experience for cooking in the fort kitchen. Nice. The note ends with a suggestion to talk to Aster for more information. You need to complete the Murder on the Border quest to gain full access to the fort kitchen. Alright, well that's what we're working on now, so. I think we can talk to Aster now though, because we built the kitchen. Yeah. Close this out and go over to Aster. Greetings, Your Grace. I have contacted several promising candidates for the new building manager position. Might I recommend my sister, Bianca? She is a highly skilled cook, having worked for the Vorkath Palace in the past. She is able to arrive in time for the feast. Sounds good to me. Marvelous. Our staff has been scouring the local area for produce. There is little edible here, but we have a few options. There is poisonous hollyhock gathered from the local fauna and a large quantity of meat of dubious origin. Let's hope our guests bring additional supplies with them. Gifts of food and drink are customary, so what we have gathered thus far should suffice. I took the liberty of sending invitations ahead of time. Meet me by the front gates when you are ready to greet our guests. Alright. So we can go over here to start inviting guests in for our appointment ceremony. We are all prepared to start the banquet, Your Grace. I believe I hear the king's retinue approaching. They should be here in but a moment. Here comes the king. Introducing King Rold Romanus III of Mistlin and Queen Elamaria. Duke Ookamiyoru, there you are. Welcome to Fort Forinthry. Skip the pleasantries, Duke. We need to talk about the lax security along the King's Road. Our retinue were beset by cultists less than a mile from your gates. I have a feeling our retinue has now patrolled that route more times than your troops. We do not currently have any troops stationed here, Your Majesty. A fort in the wilderness with no guards? Be thankful that we brought several of our own with us. Not that it was enough to save the wine. I did warn you that such a large convoy would draw attention, my love. It's a feast, Rold. Forinthry is hardly known for its bountiful harvests. If I must share my table with these people, we can at least bring the mead. Should we be concerned about the cultists targeting the banquet? I'd like to see them try. I don't believe so. They were little more than vagabonds, though they bore the mark of Zamarok. Unfortunately, we did lose some of our supplies in the attack. May I ask who accompanies you this evening? This is Simon, the royal wine taster. Pleasure to meet you. And the flower of Lumbridge, Iris Ruthven, attending on behalf of Duke Horatio. I'm so excited to be here. My horoscope told me that tonight's party would be one for the history books. I'm not sure why you're throwing a party for books, but I bet they'll have a wonderful time. Pleasure to meet you both. Please make your way inside. The other guests will join us shortly. And our new kitchen manager should be here in any second. Introducing our new kitchen manager and my dear sister, Bianca. I like how my Steel Panther's just chilling. Aster, it's been too long. It certainly has. How are you faring, B? Times have been difficult since I was fired from my previous job. I really put my foot in it. What happened? Let's just say there was a bit of a tumble, and half the soup I had prepared for dinner ended up on Lord Muse and his wife. They were less than impressed. Welcome to Fort Forinthry. You must be Duke Ookamiyoru. It's an honor to make your acquaintance. It seems as though we're already behind schedule. I'd better get to work. In the meantime, I believe we have more guests approaching. So many guests. Introducing Duke Colehorse, Lord Rodney Midas, and Princess? Welcome to Fort Forinthry, Your Grace. Yes, I don't need to hear this spiel. Duke Ookamiyoru, I assume. I'm certain you already know who I am. Actually, I don't. If you don't know who I am, I'm Cole Augustus Horse, Duke of Edgeville, and you would do well to remember that. Please forgive my dear fiancé. It's been a long day, and his patience is wearing thin. Not that he had much to begin with. Rodney. Yes, that's my name, darling. Rodney Midas. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Ookamiyoru. What a lovely little redoubt you have here. It's very homely. Black and dreary, more like it. Poor princess is practically cowering in fear. Aw, it's a little puppy. I suggest you join the king and queen inside the town hall. Our final arrival shall be here any moment. Ella and Rold are already here, huh? I bet they'll be overjoyed to see me, especially Ella. Introducing our final guest, Duchess Yet of Lumford. Let's get through this as quickly as possible, shall we? You're Duke Ookamiyoru. I'm Elba Hiet, retired knight, Duchess of Lumford. Pleasure to meet you, so on and so forth. Now, can you kindly direct me to the wine so I can get some drinks in me before the circus arrives? You're the last to arrive, Your Grace. Our other guests are already inside. Oh, for the love of Sarah Dahmen. In that case, perhaps you could direct me to the nearest dragon, so that I may be put out of my misery. Oh, I fear that wouldn't be in keeping with the spirit of the banquet, Your Grace. Shame. Suppose I'd best get this over with, then. That is the last of our guests. Do not say I didn't warn you. We've got this. Bianca and myself will prepare the feast. I advise you to take this opportunity to converse with our guests. Remember, all eyes are upon us. This is our formal introduction to the Miscellanean political scene. To put it plainly, don't mess it up. Alright. So we'll go to the town hall, I assume. Yeah, they're all gathered in this little room. Who do we start with? We'll start with Rodney, because he's closest. I heard the cook is making hollyhock sorbet for dessert. Wait, did you say hollyhock? Isn't it incredibly poisonous? Not necessarily, darling. The plant itself is poisonous, but the roots are perfectly safe to consume when boiled. In fact, it's quite the delicacy. How in Gillinor do you know that? My second wife taught me. She was a master alchemist, after all. Sadly, she accidentally poisoned herself brewing mushroom tea. That sounds like quite a novice mistake for a master alchemist. She was colorblind, my dear, and couldn't tell the blue-spotted bitter caps from the green-spotted ones. It was truly tragic. So, due course will be your, what, third marriage? Oh, there were several more in between. I'm afraid I may have lost count. Princess, no. Ah, blast it. She's run off to the kitchen. This is why I'm more of a cat person. Don't all jump to stop her. Now, just leave it to me. As always, it's fine. I suppose I'll come with you. I need to bring the appetizers I brought to the kitchen. You're back? How was my Thanksgiving? My Thanksgiving was alright. I didn't really go anywhere. I just made my own little Thanksgiving meal. And then I took a nap for a while, and then I played some Overwatch with a couple friends. And then I decided I wanted to stream tonight. So, yeah, it was a pretty chill day overall. Okay, so groups, I've spoken to 1 out of 3 groups. Similar here, made some stuff for your mom and yourself. Nice. Alright, so let's go to the kitchen. See what's going on with Princess. I've been in plenty of wacky situations in my life, but I never thought I'd find myself north of the wall. Alright, so they're not gonna say anything? I'm getting too old for this. Okay, so this group's like done. So let's talk to due course. What's this I hear about the king getting a special dish for his appetizer? His Majesty is unable to consume the entree Duchess Alba brought, therefore, if the king is having it, I want it as well, with extra garlic. Make it happen. Danny Glover. Pardon me, Your Grace, but the dish does not have... You don't think I'm good enough to eat the same food as the king, do you? I don't want to make it any enemies, so just make him the dish aster. By all means, Your Grace, the good Duke shall have what he requests. I'm pleased you managed to see reason. Alright, that's 2 out of 3 groups. So where's the last group? Who is the last group? The king and his wife. I thought everyone was supposed to be in the town hall. Oh, maybe upstairs? Or no, wait, is Simon a group on his own? To be honest, I'm relieved that we lost some of the wine on the way here. Oh, if you're looking for the king and queen, they're above us on the balcony. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Simon. Top floor, probably? No. Where are they? Oh, here they are. I didn't expect to see Lord Rodney here. Your Majesty, is it true that you and he... Enough, Iris. Excuse me, I'd like to discuss the supplies you brought. Is this a bad time? Not at all. Please continue. Oh, it's you. Beatrice, is it? Bianca, Your Majesty. Alright, I have high expectations for the feast tonight. Don't disappoint me. Of course. Please allow me to take these supplies through to the kitchen. I wonder how the banquet preparations are going. I should speak to Aster. Alright, so we talked to all 3 groups. Now we gotta find Aster. He's still talking to due course. How's the banquet coming along? The feast is ready to be served. Shall I call our guests to the table? Yes, let's start the feast. Thank you for inviting us to this fine fort of yours, Duke Ookamiyoru. Fine fort, it looks like a wayward sneeze would topple it. This is what will protect us from the dangers beyond the wall. Edgeville alone faces incursions on a weekly basis. My people need, nay, deserve, far better. I don't see you offering any support. I didn't see you offering any resources to assist with the construction of this fortress. What would you ask of me? We lack the time between our assaults to rebuild our own defenses, let alone divert our resources to this eyesore. What was King Rold's reason for not offering more support, given it is he who placed the construction of this place on their shoulders? Watch yourself, Alba. No, I don't believe I will. Don't think I'd forgotten what you did during the famine, how Lumford's food stores were seized by the capital while our people went hungry. I sent multiple requests to open conversation on the topic, none of which were returned. My hand was forced. I apologize profusely for not responding to demand to surrender half of our grain stores. How dare I? That you had grain stores at all speaks of the excess food Lumford hoarded while the capital starved. So, Duke Ookamiyoru, I heard that you're a renowned adventurer. Surely you have a tale you can share with us. Talk about Ritual of the Maharat, or talk about Slisk Endgame? We'll talk about Slisk's Endgame. And that was how the Stone of Jaws was destroyed and Slisk met his end. Amazing. That's a legitimately impressive tale. I was also quite the accomplished warrior back in my day. Queen Elamaria threw her everything into her adventures, foregoing all else. She left herself no time for rest, recreation, her relationships. Don't you dare. Duke Horse rises shakily to his feet, his coughing worsening. Oh, I know this game. A play, 5 words. You alright, dear? You're shaking. You're probably gonna look at some stuff on YouTube and hit the sack. Have a good night, Mandalore. Thanks again for the raid. Cole. Should I get him some water? I do believe he's dead. Lock down the fort. Locking down the fort because the Duke choked on his dinner? This is madness. Look at the discoloration of his skin, the way he acted. This wasn't a natural death. No, it wasn't. I know a poisoning when I see it. You seem suspiciously familiar with poison. My first husband was a mortician, until he tripped and fell into the cremator. And now the late Duke has died in equally suspicious circumstances? Are you suggesting I did this? If the Duke was indeed poisoned, the only people who have access to the meal, or his person, are in this very room. What if the supplies were poisoned before they were brought here, or the dessert was not prepared correctly? Each of you ate the same banquet as him, did you not? Am I going to die? Calm down, Lady Ruthven. We have a murderer in our midst, of that I am certain. An attack on a Duke of Misthalin is an attack on the kingdom itself. Nobody leaves until we know who or what we're dealing with. Duke Ookamiyoru, this heinous act took place within your walls. You have until sunrise to discover the perpetrator's identity, and see that they are dealt with. If you cannot, and the fort is deemed unsafe, that should have serious consequences. Do not fail us. It would appear my many years of experience analyzing mystery novels may be put to practical use. I'm glad I have your support. Together I'm confident we can solve this heinous crime. Our suspects, our guests, have decimated throughout the fort, though it took some convincing on Rodney's part. Interrogate carries such strong connotations, but I would deem some questioning appropriate, given the events that have unfolded. Additionally, there is surely evidence pertaining to the crime scattered across the grounds of the fort. Search for clues and interrogate the suspects. Got it. It is rather embarrassing, but I happen to possess a mystery journal I used to solve mysteries as a kid. Perhaps it will assist us in keeping track of the various clues and information we discover. Aster hands you the mystery journal. Let's get to work. Alright, so suspects. King Rold Romanus III, King of Misthalin. He is reserved, diplomatic, and mild-mannered. This can lead to his vassals and the diplomats of other nations walking over him. Queen Elameria, Queen of Mistlin, a former commoner and renowned warrior. She is loud, brash, and dramatic. She lacks the tact required for diplomacy, but is good at getting things done. Simon Bullis, King Rold's alchemist. An alchemist under the service of King Rold. He's highly intelligent, but was relegated to being the royal wine taster. He seems to be incredibly bitter about this. Aster Dunnett. Astrid is my steward and the building manager of my town hall. They are professional, approachable, and a big fan of detective stories and murder mysteries. Bianca Dunnett. Bianca is Astor's sister and the building manager of my kitchen. She is quiet and soft-spoken, but friendly. Her clumsiness often detracts from her impressive cooking skills. And Duchess Alba Hyatt, a retired knight who served King Rold II before being granted the Duchy of Lumford for her service. The Duchess is asocial, stoic, and holds a grudge against the royal family. And Duke Cole Horse, the one that was murdered, was the Duke of Edgeville. He was rude, perpetually grumpy, and generally unpleasant to be around. You'd be hard-pressed to find someone who didn't want him dead. And then Rodney Midas, Duke Horse's fiancé. Rodney is a flamboyant socialite who has had numerous spouses throughout the years. Rodney insists he is marrying the Duke for love. Then Iris Ruthven, the Lumbridge ambassador, Duke Horatio's cousin, attending on behalf of the Duchy of Lumbridge. A social butterfly with a seeming lack of social awareness and a proclivity for stirring up drama. While she isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, she has a kind heart. And then finally, Princess, the Duke's precious spaniel, and possibly only being besides Rodney to whom he shows any affection. She seems to be a good girl, but is there hidden evil within her? I don't think the dog is the murderer, but that would be kind of funny. Let me see here in a second. Alright, so we'll investigate his body. The late Duke's skin is discolored and his lips are blue and cracked. Prominent blue veins branch across the skin of his face and neck. The Duke was an unpleasant man, but he did not deserve this. We'll find out who's responsible. Investigate his meal. Be careful. It is highly likely that a portion of the Duke's meal was poisoned. Okay. Didn't really give us any other information. What do I have to do next? Oh, I guess he did say like interrogate. So we'll speak to Rodney because he's the first person I see. Greetings, Ookamiyoru. You're here to question me, no doubt. Did you notice anything suspicious while you were at the kitchen? I was too busy trying to stop Princess over there from causing a ruckus to notice much of anything. Alba was also in the kitchen, but I didn't see what the old coot was up to. Tell me about your relationship with the Duke. I know that he didn't come across as the most lovable man, particularly at these official functions. But he was a complicated person. He loved his people and was highly protective of them, as well as Princess. Though he didn't show it often, he was also highly protective of me. He treated me well. I wanted to stay with the body, but your dear steward sent me away. I'm sorry, Lord Rodney, truly, but we cannot risk someone tampering with the body. I understand. And talk about previous marriages. You seem to have had many previous marriages. You could say that. And several of your spouses' lives appear to have been cut tragically short. One cannot help but speculate that you were responsible. Absolutely not. Why would I harm those I love? Through some cruel twist of fate, my partners are simply unusually prone to meeting an untimely demise. Perhaps it is my curse. My first wife was a witch. Though she was irreversibly transformed into a duck by a backfiring spell, which somewhat limits her curse-inflicting capabilities. If what you say is true, then perhaps it would be in the people's best interest for you to remain unwed. Let's not get ahead of ourselves now. That's all for now. Please, Ookamiyoru, see that whomever did this faces justice. Alright, so who's next? I guess technically we have to interrogate Princess, because she's one of the suspects. Sad barking. You wouldn't happen to have any idea who killed the Duke, would you, girl? Conspiratorial barking. If only we could understand what she is saying. I don't know what just happened. Search lead pipe? Wait, what? Well, that can't be good for your health, but I shan't beat you over the head with it. You leave the smoking pipe where you found it. Talk to Elimaria. It's a shame the feast was cancelled. So much good food and drink gone to waste. Did you notice anything suspicious during the banquet? Aside from the Duke of Edgeville writhing and screaming as he died at the table, not particularly. Do you suspect Lord Rodney? The man goes through spouses as quickly as I go through undergarments and always seems to come out the better of it. But to murder the Duke of Edgeville in such a manner, I find it difficult to believe that he would do such a thing. Thank you for your time. You seem quite calm, given everything that's happened. I've seen many assassinations in my time, and countless failed attempts at my own life. Eventually you become desensitized to it. Pardon me, Your Majesty, but that sounds dreadful. Every life taken is a tragedy. Is it? I do not revel in death, but it is a fact of life. Let me tell you a truth I learned from my years of adventuring. Duke Ookamiyoru, you're a renowned adventurer. Tell me, why do you do what you do? I'll say my reasons are my own. Understandable. I will not press you for an answer. Many aspire to save the world. My husband is one of them, bless him. But there is no such thing. You can end a single threat, but a new one will always rise. For every person you save, there will be another 3 you can't. If that is your reason for heroism, each loss will weigh on you. Every new threat is a devastating blow. It burns you out. But if you selfishly enjoy the act of heroism, revel in glory and the thrill of battle, you can push forward without regret. That's all for now. Don't disappoint us. Alright. Bianca. To think that someone died eating a meal I prepared? It's terrible. Did you notice anything suspicious in the kitchen? Not that I recall. Lord Rodney and Duchess Alba were also in the kitchen, but I couldn't see what they were doing. The dog was there too, but I doubt she was responsible for the Duke's death. Unless... tell me about yourself. There isn't much to say. I've been working as a professional chef for around a decade now. My first job was cooking for the king and queen, though that was many years ago now. I didn't leave that job on the best of terms. It was due to creative differences, if I recall correctly. You could say that. I saw the family heirloom I accidentally broke as salvageable. The queen did not. Why did you decide to become a cook? It wasn't my first choice. When I was a girl, I wanted nothing more than to be a dancer, but I always had 2 left feet. Your dancing is marvelous, Bee. I remember when we would dance in the creek behind our cottage as children. It doesn't matter how much talent you have or how much of yourself you pour into your art if it doesn't put bread on the table. That's all for now. I hope you can get to the bottom of this. I think technically I have to interrogate you too. Why do you like mystery novels so much? What is it about mystery novels that has you so enamored with them? I'm quite fond of reading in general, Your Grace. The intrigue and compelling drama of mystery novels just happens to make them my favorite. The Draenor mystery series in particular has the distinction of being what inspired me to become a steward. Really? I was an outcast as a child. Aside from my dear sister, reading was my one escape from the cruelty of a world. The steward in Draenor Mysteries was charismatic, respected, helpful. I tried to be that. The aesthetic also appeals to me. That's all for now. Anyone in here? The king is. I trust your investigation is proceeding smoothly. Did you notice anything suspicious during the banquet? I don't recall seeing or hearing anything suspicious. I did notice that the Duke horse ate the same starter as me, which struck me as odd. The only reason I had the pate is because I'm deathly allergic to nuts. Was there anything unusual about the pate? Besides its unique taste? No. The chef did seem to be rather heavy-handed with the garlic. Do you know why Duke Horse may have been targeted? As you witnessed, he could be quite the difficult man, but I do not know what anyone present had to gain by killing him. Thank you for your time. Alright, so that was a clue. And I think we already have, like, an idea. So yeah, the Duke had insisted on having the same meal as the king. So maybe the Duke wasn't the target. Maybe the king was the target after all. And there's a couple people here that have issues with the king. Alba of Lumford, of course, has issues with the king because he took all their food supplies at one point. Her place's food supplies. But also Bianca, as her sister, got fired. So maybe, and she was the one cooking. There's a chance that maybe she tried to poison the king and it ended up on the wrong plate. That's just my idea from the start here. What are you doing here? Praying to Saradomin for guidance, though he seems to be remaining silent on the matter as always. If I may be so bold, what is troubling you, your majesty? I've been reflecting on Duchess Alba's words. She is correct that we seized a portion of Lumford's food stores, though they were by far the least impacted by the famine. It was a somewhat desperate decision after multiple failed attempts at a diplomatic resolution to our food crisis. Alba doesn't strike me as being particularly cooperative. I can understand her reservations. She served my father, King Rold II, as a knight. He was cruel and ruthless monarch. The way he treated his subjects and the Hiet family in particular was unspeakable. I swore not to repeat his mistakes, though the bickering and chaos you saw this evening is hardly beneficial to the kingdom either. Alamaria often tells me that I should be less lenient with Alba and the others, but I am still uncertain. Please leave me to my thoughts. You have an investigation to get on with after all. I have faith in you, Ookamiyoru. Alright. So who else do we have here? Is this journal getting like updated as we go? So we found one clue. Okay, so we can discuss the clue. Unfortunately, the king is not aware of any reason why the Duke may have been targeted. He did mention the pate was heavily handed with the garlic. Wasn't extra garlic a request made by Duke Horses when he insisted he be served the same dish? Yeah, so that leads me to believe that my theory that the dishes were swapped by accident. It was, though the two servings seemed identical. As such, I paid it no mind when serving the food. Are you suggesting that the Duke's pate was supposed to be served to the king? We can't ignore the possibility. Okay. That's the only clue we found so far. I still need to talk to Alba. If I can find them. And then who else? Simon? So I've talked to Rold. I talked to Alamaria. I talked to Aster. So I need to talk to Simon. Talk to Bianca. Talk to Rodney. Okay, so I need Simon, Iris, and Alba. Here's Iris. Link a clue. I don't think we can really link anything to anyone at the moment. Hello, Duke Ookamiyoru. Did you want to chat? Did you notice anything suspicious this evening? Yes, the Duke of Edgeville died in the middle of the banquet. I suspect the Duke is already aware of that. Did you notice anything else? Any of the other guests acting strangely? Anything that seemed out of place? Not that I can remember. Sorry. I can't believe that somebody would do something like this. Don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of this. Do you know any rumors about, the Misthalin nobility? Do you even need to ask? I've heard some scandalous things about the D. Adlard and Despard families. Tell me about the D. Adlard family. The D. Adlard family has been disgraced and exiled from the kingdom. I've long heard rumors that they were closely linked to Zamorakianism, but they seem so nice. I always thought they just liked the color red. Duchess Hayat was involved, apparently. She always hated Zamorakians after what they did to her son. Tell me about the Despard family. Lord Reinhard Despard's eldest daughter has not been seen for many years. He has always been quiet about her whereabouts. I heard that she eloped with a thief and that she and her partner are behind many of the high-profile robberies plaguing the capital. Lucky woman. Where is the gorgeous thief coming to steal me away in the middle of the night? Or, I'm assuming she said when. I want to ask about something else. Why was Duke Horatio unable to attend? There was a terrible cake-related incident. But don't worry, he'll make a full recovery, hopefully. Alright. Well, that's kind of suspicious that someone else she's, like, linked to got sick with food, but can't really go off of that just yet. So I need to find Alba and Simon. Are they down this way? I think this is like the only area I haven't checked. There's Alba. What do you want? Did you notice anything suspicious during the banquet? No. Is that all you have to say on the matter? Yes. Tell me about Lumford. We're a small but prosperous duchy, with the most fertile land and the beautiful vistas in Misthalin. Our castle is larger than Horatio's as well. We were raised in Lumford. It is a lovely town, and her grace always went above and beyond for us. It is my duty to protect my people, whether that be from those blasted Zamorakians or a fool of a king. That's all for now. Finally, some peace. Alright, so far this ain't going too great, because I only found one clue. And I have no idea where Simon is. Oh, there he is. He's behind the tree. Is there something you need? Did you notice anything suspicious prior to the feast? The food and drink was left unattended for a time, after the cook went to speak to His Majesty. Lady Ruthven left briefly during that period, through the main door of the town hall to powder her nose, she said. Besides that, I didn't see anything. I paid a lot of attention to what was going on in the kitchen. Well, I am the royal wine taster. If something happened, it's my life that's on the line. Watching what happened to Duke Horse, knowing that could have been me, Simon winces and falls silent. Do you also test the king's food, or are you strictly a wine taster? Only wine and other beverages, your grace. Not checking the food as well somewhat defeats the purpose, does it not? It's mostly about maintaining appearances. Not many outside the royal family's inner circle know how superficial my role truly is. What's it like working for the king and queen? It's awful, your grace. The queen is a heavy drinker and I am required to check every glass. It was better when Miss Dunnett still worked for us. She was always very kind to me. Since then I can't help but wonder, is this really what my life has become? All I'll amount to? I'd do anything to be free of this. Anything, you say? Within reason, naturally. I would never wish any harm upon their majesties, or the late Duke. That's all for now. If you need anything else from me, I'll be here. Alright. So we only found one of 8 clues. So I'm gonna try to link. If I talk to her, I can link a clue, right? Because Simon said that he saw her go into the kitchen after the food was left unattended. Fortunately, the king is not aware of any reason why the Duke may have been targeted. He did mention that his pate was heavily... Yeah, we already read this. Wait, why didn't that work? How do I link a clue? What am I doing here? I really only found one clue. Let's go back. Maybe the kitchen. Actually, that probably is a good place to investigate. Search dagger. There's a name inscribed on the handle of this dagger. Amun-Ra. What a particular name. Mauritanian, perhaps. Wasn't Amun-Ra like a Batman thing? Jot the dagger as a clue and leave it where you found it. Well, that didn't really help. Investigate nut roast. I think it would be common knowledge among the nobility that King Rold has a severe nut allergy. One cannot ignore the possibility that there was foul play involved with this gift. We should investigate. Alright, so that was a clue. Discuss. You'd think it was common knowledge among the nobility that King Rold has a severe nut allergy. Okay. I found it in the kitchen. Most guests had the nut roast as their starter. Okay, so this one I can only... Oh, so this was the first clue. So maybe I have to go like in order. Who... Did it say who brought this though? Can I try linking this to Iris? Whatever this is, it was really good. Please send my compliments to the chef. Okay. Nothing there. Maybe I just have to try linking it to all of them. Alba told me that she cooked these herself. Quite impressive if you ask me. Okay, so it was Alba who took these two. Who brought this gift. Which makes it even more... Well, I think she's too obvious. I think it's Bianca. But we'll try linking these to Alba. Alba, are you the one who brought these nut roasts to the banquet? Or you are the one who brought these nut roasts to the banquet, are you not? I am. Were you aware that King Rold is deathly allergic to nuts when you decided to bring them? Of course I was. Why do you think I brought them? I don't even like the damn things, but if it gets under his skin, it's worth every nutty bite. That is incredibly irresponsible, not to mention petty. What can I say? I'm a petty old woman. Let's be honest, if I meant him any real harm, I wouldn't have announced the nature of the dish to the staff beforehand. Fair point. Alright, so that was another clue. For testimony. The Duchess brazenly admitted to bringing the nut roast despite Rold, and he needed to be served a unique dish as a result. She clearly despises him, but poisoning him doesn't seem like her style. I have a feeling she'd stab him openly if she wanted him dead. But she openly admitted to being a pretty vindictive old fart. Don't know where else to look. Clearly we don't have enough. Oh, maybe the cupboards, actually. That might not be a bad place. Search supply cupboard. The cupboard contains supplies used to prepare the banquet. You can see the hollyhock and suspicious meat your staff gathered, as well as unidentifiable spices brought by your guests. Take a hollyhock. Take a suspicious meat, and take a unidentified spice. You can make a poison detection, unheated poison detection potion. Are there vials somewhere? I'm trying to do these quests without looking like for a guide or anything. Just happened. Oh, there's a bank chest here, but I guess we don't have it unlocked. Let me check my bank and see if I have a... I could probably empty something out to make a vial. Because I think I have to... No, the banks don't work for that either. I guess because we're instanced. So I have to find something somewhere. So we have to make that poison detection thing, I think. Oh, wait. There's someone tried to bury something back here. Is that jewelry I spot? What is it doing inside this half-buried box? This stuff looks incredibly valuable. Fit for a queen, you could say. I wonder if it was stolen. We should ask around. Alright, so there's another clue. Oh, there's no, like... I can't imagine there's no, like, vial or anything. Come on, fill sink. Yeah, I need something to be able to put... to make a poison detection potion. But we have to ask around about the box that's buried out back, too. Okay, that's just sitting. So yeah, we'll go around and ask about the box. Maybe start with Elamaria. Stolen jewelry. I'm missing jewelry. Where did you get this? We suspect it was stolen, Your Majesty. Well, we shall return them as soon as we find the thief and conclude our investigation. Right, so it's her jewelry. Let's see. Bianca? We found this box half buried behind the kitchen. You wouldn't happen to have any idea where it came from, would you? I must confess, Your Grace. I am the one responsible for placing this box there. What? I found this jewelry scattered near the road as I approached the fort. And you took them? My sister is no thief. She would never... No, they're right. As soon as I heard that the king and queen's retinue was attacked along the road, I knew these belonged to them. Times have been rough lately. The money would be life-changing. So instead of returning them, I placed them in this box and hid it. It was very poorly hidden. I promise I will not make the same mistake again. The stealing, I mean. Not the lousy attempt at it, concealing the evidence. Alright, so that's another clue. So we found 5 of the clues so far. 3 are testimonies, so we need 2 more regular clues, I think, and then probably 2 more testimonies. Or 1 more testimony, rather. I cannot believe B would stoop to theft. I was aware that she was struggling financially, but... Let's discuss this later. Okay. We need to find 2 more clues, and one of them definitely has to be about the poison detection potion. The fact that they'd let us make that is interesting. But I just don't know where I would find... Maybe I have to go upstairs. Because it gives us the option to cook 3 different ones, too. The strange spices, the hollyhock. So we're probably going to have to try to figure out which poison was used. Let's go upstairs. Maybe there's something up here. Not on this level. Nothing here. Nothing here. They were all on the balcony at one point, so maybe they're down. Maybe something's there. Yeah, this is the balcony. No. I don't see anything here. Can I try? I don't... Wait. What if I try to use something on him? You won't be able to fit that in... What? Weird. Weird wording for that. What if I examine? Does it say anything? It's one of the hollyhock plants gathered by your staff. I have to fit it somewhere. We haven't looked over here. Because there's still got to be 2 clues we're missing. Even though I think this is part of it. One of them. So the lead pipe was nothing? No, can't use that with him. Is there anything behind here? No. This is just already been investigated. Wait, we can come in here from there. I try to link something. No, everything's already been linked. Well, he's here, so maybe... We must find the foul cretin who murdered the Duke and cast them into the fiery pits of depravity from whence they came. Maybe some of these other NPCs have something to say. No. He just pretty much said just find the killer. There's no more clues I can link to him at the moment. Investigate the meal. Already did that. Don't want to ask her for a hint, but I'm kind of stumped at the moment. I have nothing that I can like need something to fill with water, I think. Would she have anything? Yeah, of course there's nothing there either. Probably missing like the most obvious thing too. Have I been in this building? I don't think there's anything here though. Oh wait, there's a revolver. You find a miniature hand cannon of dwarven design. Only the faintest plume of smoke rolls from the barrel when you pull the trigger. The firing pin's jammed, and there's an odd smell to the gunpowder. Raspberry? No, cadaver berry. Is a smoking gun where you found it? Maybe it's relevant later. Probably not. That's a fake clue. To be a lot of those. Not very helpful. Let me know if there's anything I can do to assist with your investigation. Find me like a vial? What if I put all this in the... Wait. Yeah, that probably wouldn't be a good idea. Put poisonous stuff in our well water. Climb the ladder? Anything up here? I've looked everywhere. I have no business using this right now. Like, I have no idea. There's something I'm missing for sure. Well, every area has had something so far, so maybe over here. No, I don't see anything. That's if I want to leave the instance. Can't use that ladder either. Oh, strange satchel. You find a mud-coated satchel lying in the dirt by the side of the town hall. Inside it is a well-used book, assorted ingredients, and dozens of vials, including a clear liquid. Oh, there's the vials we probably need. How to Poison Dummies for Dummies. There's a conspicuous title for a book if I ever saw one. We need to find who this belongs to. Indeed, I can assure you that this is not part of my collection. A page also seems to be torn out. How peculiar. Okay. I mean, I don't know who I'd link this to. I could... Like, I have no evidence to link it to anyone, so it's just like kind of random. Okay, he admits right to it. My book, where did you find this? In the courtyard, inside a satchel full of vials and strange herbs. I was certain I'd lost it when the Zamorakians attacked our retinue on the King's Road. I promise you, I have no idea how it ended up here. You must be aware of how suspicious such a book appears in this situation. This has nothing to do with the Duke. I assure you, in my line of work, a sound knowledge of poisons is vital. This book not only describes how to create poisons, but also how to create a potion that detects them. Just look here. Oh dear. The page that was torn out of the book is the one describing how to create a potion that detects poison. How convenient. The page was definitely there when I last read it. Fortunately, I have most of it memorized. Why would you be so kind as, would you be so kind as to write down the instructions for us? Of course. Simon scrawls the instructions in the mystery journal. Thank you. Alright, so that's clue 7. That was the satchel. Alright. How do I see... Where do you write that? Just under discuss. Can't be denied that owning this book is very suspicious. That is true, Your Grace, but Simon's reasoning with regards to why he possesses it is sound. thought he... Why can't I see? Oh, don't want to hint yet. So there's one more clue somewhere. Can I get the vials from this, though? Yes. I'll take 3. So I can make one of each, right? There we go. And then I gotta cook them, I believe, because we saw that earlier. Might actually make it through this whole quest without having to look up any hints. Alright, so cook the hollyhock one. Cook the strange spices, and then cook the fowl meat. Then I should be able to use them on the meal to detect which type it was. Strange spices. Oh, I gotta choose. I'm assuming it was the pate that poisoned him. Nothing happened. Fowl meat. Nothing happened. Hollyhock. It's bubbling, as Simon describes in his notes. The Duke's pate was poisoned using hollyhock, just as I suspected. I believe we have uncovered all we can for now. Let us discuss our findings in private. The roof of the town hall seems like a sensible choice. Let's head there. Okay. Well, Bianca would have been the one with access to the hollyhock, because that's what our people gathered. We should be able to discuss our findings in private here. Simon's satchel was found in the courtyard and contained a suspicious book with 1 page missing. He claims he lost it when the king's retinue was attacked along the King's Road. Either he's lying to us, or he was set up. Albeth brought the nut roast to the banquet, ensuring that the king required a custom dish. The Duke requested it as well, out of jealousy. It's possible that the plates were mixed up, and the pate that killed Duke Horse was meant to be served to King Rold. We also found a hastily buried box containing the Queen's jewelry. Bianca admitted to finding it along the King's Road and taking it for herself. I would never have dreamt that she would resort to... Watch out! Oh, we're getting attacked by an assassin? I don't have any weapons with me. I should have had a weapon with me. Wait, can I just leave and come back? No. Well, this is bad. I don't think he can kill me, but I think it's going to take forever for me to kill him. Wait, is there something up here? Oh, I was hoping... It should at least let us use something. Because I forgot my stupid bow or weapons. Is there any abilities I can use? I switch to a different ability bar. Let me try this one, because I don't think I need that for anything. No. We're just going to do this for a long time. Yeah, I don't think he's going to kill me, but it's going to take us forever. Actually, he might kill me. I could heal, but I might just let him kill me. And then bring a weapon when... Well, I can't because I'm in an instance. Yeah, I kind of messed this up. I should have had something with me. I just don't know if it's going to cost me money to get my stuff back. We're half dead. Almost dead. At least he's doing more damage now. Yeah, I'll have to see what happens when I die. If, I'll have to pay money to get my stuff back. Because it's been a while since I died in RuneScape. Yeah, definitely gotta remember, never forget to bring a weapon. Yeah, at least he's doing damage quicker. There we go. As your wounds drag you into unconsciousness, you feel a furry doggy shape brush past you with the speed and violence of a bullet. The last sounds you hear are enthusiastic barking, the rending of cloth and flesh, and the assassin's horrified screams of mercy. Oh, did Princess save us? You awaken to the soothing wetness of a rough tongue licking your hands. By the time you open your eyes, Princess has fled the scene. Good doggy. Alright. Talk to Aster. Aster, are you injured? I'm unharmed, Your Grace. Fortunately, our assailant merely incapacitated me. This is just like that scene in Mute Witness where... Oh, that reminds me. We should inspect the assassin's body for evidence. Okay. You search through the belongings of the fallen assassin and find a strange letter. What's this? The new Duke is on to me. We can't let them know I poisoned the Duke, not while our work is unfinished. Wait until they are isolated from the rest of the group and see what see that they are dealt with. I'll open the gates. Remember, we need the steward alive. Which makes me think it's even more Bianca, because she wouldn't want her brother killed. Remember, we need the steward alive. What do I have to do with this? And it says, I'll open the gates. We should check on the guests. Bottom floor. Everyone's out here. Someone else die? Who's this? Simon. What happened here? I heard an ear-piercing scream and made my way out of the chapel to investigate, only to find these foul beasts running straight for me. Oh, it's dark beasts. If it hadn't been for Ella's timely intervention, I would have surely met the same fate as poor Simon here. Nothing is happening to you while I'm here, VoD. Nothing. Simon deserved better than this. Such a lapse in security is unbecoming of you, Duke. Explain yourself. Were several of the King's guards not stationed at the North Gate? They were, Your Grace. Once the beasts were incapacitated, I arrived at the North Gate to find the guards unconscious and the gates ajar. They appear to have suffered a heavy blow to the back of their head and are being monitored as we speak. Talk about the assassin. While we were discussing our findings on the roof of the town hall, Aster and myself were beset by an assassin wearing the armor of the King's Guard. There was an assassin hiding among our, contingent? Damn it, such carelessness should be beneath me. It must be the one who, poisoned my dear Cole. No, I don't believe that is possible. They had no access to his meal, and we were preoccupied fighting the Duke when the gates were opened. Ask if any guards are unaccounted for. Were any of the King's guards unaccounted for? All but one were accounted for, Your Grace. The missing guard is likely the assassin who attacked you. Aster was with me the entire time. I know they can't have opened the gate. One would hope I was never a prime suspect to begin with. Though, given the frequency at which stewards are responsible for such crimes in fiction, I understand the suspicion. This note we found on the assassin's body indicates that the person responsible for poisoning the Duke opened the gates. They now have the blood of 2 people on their hands. Station more of the King's Guard at the North Gate and ensure the suspects are under surveillance at all times. As you command, Your Grace. Just how long do you expect us to follow along with this raid? For at least a while longer, Duchess, yet I support the Duke's call. I, for one, will be in the command center, enjoying what little peace I can. Oh, I gotta find another batch of clues now. So maybe this is what that was for. The clues that were like useless to me earlier. No. Talk to King Rold. So much bloodshed. I pray we shall have seen the last of it. Do you know who could have opened the gate? I did not leave the chapel until I heard the screams, so I wasn't in a position to see anything noteworthy. Iris walked behind the chapel at one point. What she was doing there I cannot say, but she seemed to be accompanied by an animal, a bird perhaps? You mentioned that Elamaria saved you from the dark beasts. My combat skills are lacking, to put it lightly. It's not the first time she has saved me, and I doubt it will be the last. Her strength is one of the many reasons I fell for her. That's all for now. This night has been an interesting one. You threw all 3 of those dark beasts by yourself? It was nothing, I assure you, merely some old tricks from my monster hunting days. They were clumsy, lumbering things, quite simple to strike down. My blade work certainly isn't what it used to be, having been dulled by years of political posturing and a lack of practice. Do you know anything about the assassin who is disguised as one of your guards? Rold and myself were just discussing this. We know not the identity of said guard, nor how they infiltrated our retinue. Mark my words, I will be having a talk with our captain of the guard when we return to the palace. That I allowed this to happen reflects as poorly on myself as the Duke's murder does on you. Okay. Bianca. At least there's less people to talk to this time around. Even when I look away, I can't stop picturing Simon's body just laying there in the courtyard. Are none of us safe? What were you doing during the attack? I was making my way to the kitchen when those monsters appeared. I hid behind the supply cupboard until things died down. Didn't you notice anything out of the ordinary? Lady Ruthven was skulking behind the chapel earlier. Whatever she was doing, it looked suspicious. Sounds like a lead. How close were you and Simon? Simon is a good friend of mine when I was working for the palace. He knew all too well how stifling the environment can be. He deserved better. Okay, so let's look behind the chapel because that's where people have said something was happening. Is that over here? Is this the chapel? Yes. Don't see anything though. Wait, wax seal. What's this? It looks like a wax seal that would have been used on a letter. The iconography. I can't say that I've seen anything quite like this. We need to find out who has been receiving letters in private. Okay. They said Iris was back here, so I can probably link this to her. I can inspect a dark beast too. The dark beast was felled by a single stab through a critical artery. This is the work of a professional, well-practiced fighter. And I'm assuming it says the same for the other one. Oh, there's 3 of them. Yeah, it's all the same. We'll talk to Princess real quick. Alright. Oh, there's a wrench here. Right by Iris. That's suspicious. You feel a magical tingle in your palm as you clutch the wrench. Tragically, I cannot add it to my tool belt. You discard the wrench and go off in an unholy huff. Link clue. I'm gonna link the seal. We found this wax seal behind the chapel, Iris. Oh, this must have fallen off the letter my friend sent me. Your friends? I have some friends who like hearing my gossip, that's all. I received a letter by Raven from them asking about the banquet, so I sent them a response. They seemed very concerned about the king's well-being. What did you tell them? I told them about the tension between Lord Rodney and the Queen, some intriguing rumors Alba was telling me, oh, and that the Duke was murdered. He's probably the one they should have been worried about. Aster pulls you to the side and whispers in your ear. I cannot discern if Lady Ruthven is remarkably cunning or unspeakingly dim-witted. I think she really is a Stens. I'm so sorry if I've done something that upset you. Here, I'll lend you this as a token of an apology. It's an amulet of spaniel speak. That is incredibly specific. I heard the Duke owned a spaniel, so I thought I'd bring that along. Animals make for fantastic conversation partners, so I own a bunch of them. Hopefully speaking to Princess will help you with your investigation, especially if my theory is true. Iris hands you an amulet of spaniel speak. You can find it as a clue in your mystery journal. So we can talk to Princess now, like, for real? Alright. So I think we can link that clue to her. Hello, Princess. Talking! You're talking! Please help! Father ate strange smelling meat and now he's not moving. Sad, confused. We think somebody poisoned him. I know it won't bring him back, but I'm trying to find out who did it. Why would anyone hurt Father? He gave the best treats, and belly rubs, and pats. I'm not sure. I don't suppose you've seen anything suspicious, anything that could be a clue. Lots of suspicious things around. Things buried, strange smells, strange people. Show you. Lead the way. Select Princess and she will point you in the direction of a potential clue. Oh, that will be helpful. Princess barks and points northwest. So up this way. Oh yeah. Princess digs, uncovering an assortment of objects. You rummage through the assortment of ancient bones and decomposing animal parts. Treasure. Perhaps, but this treasure isn't going to help us find who hurt your father. More suspicious things over there. Come. Southeast. Like over here this way? No, don't chop the tree. Unless you're saying west, like right in the middle somewhere. Still west. Now east. Still east. Where are you taking us, princess? Southwest. Oh, this is Her Majesty, the Queen Princess. Scary lady smells strange. Must be her, must be. Huh. This is a good girl, isn't she? Reminds me of the Labrador I had as a child. Scary lady gives good pets. Nice lady. No, can't be her. One more thing hidden. Come with me. Okay. Northeast. Somewhere up here. Wait, where'd you go? I guess not. Oh. Can you come through this way? Oh, there she goes. No, southeast? So not up this way? Down this way? They're stuck. This way. There we go. North. The bushes here? Northeast. Yeah. And here? Oh, there's a candlestick knocked over. Can you tell me what makes candles tick? The candlestick does not respond. In fact, it treats you with silent contempt. Search it. Okay. Is it in here? East? Yeah, so this way. What'd you find in here? Princess budges a loose floor tile to the side, revealing a hidden cache. Investigate unearthed coffer. Inside the cache, you find a badge bearing the symbol of Zamorak and a sealed letter. This could be the breakthrough we've been searching for. Fine work, princess. Yay, helpful, helpful. To our latest recruit, an opportunity has arisen. Your target will be visiting Fort Forinthry for a banquet in a week's time. This will be the perfect moment to strike. I'll assign an assassin to you, but remember, they are to be used only as a last resort. You are to eliminate the mark whilst drawing no attention to yourself or us. Do not fail me. Okay. Where have you worked previously? I've mostly been odd jobbing, truthfully. Also, you no doubt noticed when we first met at the Blue Moon Inn. People are quick to judge, particularly for one such as myself, who may not fit one's preconceived images of a steward. That Bill recommended me for this position is something for which I shall forever be grateful. It is the highest station I have held. Thank you for entrusting me with it, Your Grace. I'll not squander this opportunity. You needn't be so formal with me. You can call me Ookamiyoru. I would like to continue referring to you as Your Grace. If that is acceptable, it feels right. Very well. I already did that. Okay. So next would be Alba. We already checked this, and it looked like this had nothing to... Yeah, that has nothing. Let's get this over with, shall we? Where were you during the attack? None of your bloody business. What's your beef with King Rold? The Duchess let out a long sigh. My beef isn't against Rold, not really, but his father, Rold II, and the Ruminus family as a whole. Damn them all. May I ask what transpired between you and the Ruminus family? My dear Henry, my son, those vile Zamorakians sunk their foul claws into him, twisted his mind. He was always a sickly boy, an outcast, easy prey for those wicked people. Got caught up in things he shouldn't have. King Rold II didn't know the meaning of the word mercy. He decided to make an example of my poor boy. He was still a child. It was 20 years ago, to the day. It hasn't become any easier. I'm sorry to hear that. If only such words could bring him back. Pardon my candidness, but such sentiments provide me little comfort. The king is an honest man. He granted me a duchy in honor of my service to his father, to make amends for what transpired back then. But he will never free himself from his father's actions, not while he bears his name. Okay. Is there anything over by the gate, since this is where they let the people in? Or let the dark beasts in, rather. I don't see anything. I think I talked to everyone. No, wait, did I talk to Rodney? Simon seemed like a nice chap. What a shame. Where were you during the attack? Where was I? Well, you see, I was... I honestly can't remember. The kitchen, perhaps? All I can say is that I most certainly was not in the town hall. Right. What went on between you and Ella Maria? She's loath to admit it nowadays, but we were lovers once. She was my first love, It's something you never do forget. Things didn't work out between us, as you may have guessed. She cared at first for the world, for people, but as her notoriety grew, so too did her ego. She became unbearable. Don't take my word for it. Ask Bianca. Bianca? She and Ella were inseparable back then. Drank the nights away in the Blue Moon Inn. I do recall Bianca mentioning a friend named Ella, but it never once occurred to me that said friend was Queen Ella Maria herself. I wonder what Ella Maria has to say about this. We should ask her about it. Okay. I feel like that should be a clue we can link. Does not appear to be. I heard you were once friends with Bianca. Rodney told me that you were once friends with Bianca before you became queen. The cook? Yes, we knew each other. Back when I was shearing sheep and baking cakes for the Duke of Lumbridge to make a living. You could say we were close once. That's why I agreed to hire her as our personal cook after I married Rold. But she left on our services on bad terms. Why was that? She destroyed a family heirloom of ours. Claimed it was an accident, of course. Huh, likely story. She believes that I became queen by chance. That Rold simply plucked me from the streets of Rock and made me his bride because he admired my beauty. That had Rold seen her first, she may have been chosen instead. Elamaria was proactive in dealing with the troubles of the times. She went so far as to sneak into formal functions to bring matters to my attention that my advisors dared not. Her drive and passion is what drew me to her. I see. Okay. Talk to Bianca about it, maybe? Link a clue. I cannot link their testimony. And everything else has been linked already. Let's see if we can mention anything about that. I can't believe it escaped my notice that your friend Ella from Varrock was none other than the queen herself. Oh, I thought you knew. I'm forever grateful to her for granting me the opportunity to work for the palace, though we drifted apart over the years. Okay. So that's all there is for that. Rodney was big about the town hall, so maybe I should check something in there too. And the dagger, I'm assuming, still does nothing. Yeah, it's just a random Easter egg, I think. I'm pretty sure Amon-Ra is a Batman villain. Burnt parchment. The parchment is still warm. It must have only recently fallen from the fireplace. Was one of our guests attempting to destroy evidence? You attempt to read the contents of the charred piece of paper. Of Duke Cole Augustus Horace, Duchy of Edgeville, and fortune are to be inherited by... There's what appears to be a list of assets beneath, but that's all I can make out. This is clearly the late Duke's last will and testament. Someone was trying to destroy it, but why? It doesn't really make sense for Rodney to want to well, maybe it does, if he wasn't the one linked, he wasn't the heir to the fortune. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this burnt parchment we found near the town hall fireplace, would you, Rodney? What? No, never. I've never seen it before in my life. Interesting, because it's clearly the remains of the late Duke's will. Oh blast it. Very well, dear. You've caught me. I knew where my beloved kept his will. Given what happened, I'd figure I would check if he had redrafted it to include me. And, according to that will, everything is to go to Princess, the bloody dog, his fortune, the Duchy of Edgeville, everything. Can a spaniel legally inherit a duchy? I was married to a barrister once, who succumbed to a horrific paper cut. May he rest in peace, but damn if I know. And I wasn't willing to find out. I was halfway through burning the blasted thing when a scream from the courtyard spooked me. I came out to see Ella standing over the bodies of those foul beasts, coated in their blood. It was quite the enrapturing sight. Thank you for being honest with us, eventually. Anytime, darling. Please end this quickly. I doubt my heart can withstand another shocking turn of events. I believe we have discovered all the evidence we can. We should share our findings with King Rold and Queen Elamaria. Shall I gather our guests in the courtyard? Yes. It's been quite the murder mystery. Like how they're just keeping the dead dark beast bodies over here too. We are eager to hear the results of your investigation, Duke Ookamiyoru. Let's review the evidence. Simon's satchel seemed like an appropriate place to start. How did it end up in the courtyard? Why was a page torn out of the book? It was found on the King's Road. Simon told us that when the King and Queen's retinue was attacked by cultists along the King's Road, he lost his satchel in the commotion. The murderer must have arrived afterwards, finding it by the side of the road while making their way to the fort. They tore out the page detailing how to brew potion detection potions and dumped the satchel in the courtyard to frame him. But what reason would they have to kill the Duke of Edgeville? Is the murderer another of Lord Rodney's exes? Please, Lady Ruthven, let's not get ahead of yourself. They didn't. King Rold was their target. King Rold was their true target. They knew that he would be eating a custom dish and that Simon only tested his beverages, not his meals. But they did not expect the Duke to insist on having the same dish as the King. The plates were mixed up when Aster was serving the table, and the poisoned pate was served to Duke Horse by mistake. And what of the assassination? And what of the assassin was who infiltrated our entourage? The assassin was assigned to the murderer by their Zamorakian benefactors as a last resort should subterfuge fail. The note we found on the body read, "Remember, we need the steward alive." Why did they need me alive? It was an excuse to protect you. So I think it's Bianca. I suspect the person who wrote the note was trying to protect you. Protect me? Most importantly, why do any of this? What was their motive in committing regicide? To take revenge on Queen Elamaria. It wasn't about you, Your Majesty. Not really. The sole target of their scorn is Queen Elamaria. The Zamorakians offered the murderer a means of destroying that which Queen Elamaria cares most about. You. What is your conclusion then, Duke Ookamiyoru? Who is responsible for the murder of Duke Horse? 5. It was Bianca. Do you honestly believe I murdered the Duke, Aster? You admitted to finding jewelry belonging to the Queen Alice Maria strewn along the King's Road. It stands to reason that you also discovered Simon's satchel. You know about hollyhock and how to utilize it in culinary work. You knew Simon merely tested the king's beverages from your time working at the palace. The assassin was ordered not to harm me. Your soured relationship with the queen. I do not want to believe it, B, but I cannot deny the evidence. Well done, Aster. You and the Duke figured it out. Those fanciful novels of yours prepared you for this, no doubt. Ask yourself, why do you let these highborn scum lord over you? You're better than this. We're better than this. Better? You murdered 2 innocent people. The Duke was yet another arrogant leech, born into power he neither earned nor deserved. He cared for the lives of his people, more so than even his own. Not that you could understand, you pathetic, selfish wretch. What about poor Simon? What did he do to deserve this? I didn't plan for the beast to kill him. He did deserve better. He was a friend. But he didn't respect himself enough to better his miserable life. I do. You ungrateful, obnoxious little... Ungrateful? Should I have sung your praises for being offered the opportunity to serve you and your new husband? You always thought you were better than me. You don't deserve the throne you were handed. Enough. In planning to assassinate me, she has committed treason against the kingdom of Mithlan. No, Ookamiyoru, please. I know that her crimes cannot be forgiven nor forgotten, but the punishment for treason is too good for her, in my opinion. I don't like it either, but we can't do anything. Say the word, Rolled, and I'll execute the sentence right here, right now. Calm, dear. She will be sent to the capital and tried for her crimes, however certain the outcome may be. Very well. Get her out of my sight. Do I talk to Aster? Pardon me, Your Grace, but I need some time to myself. Talk to Rolled, then. Fine work, Duke Ookamiyoru. I knew my faith in you was not misplaced. We are ready to depart for the capital once you declare tonight's banquet over. In the banquet. Aster takes 2 weeks' leaves following the events of the banquet to reflect on all that transpired. Okay, now we can talk to him. Greetings, Your Grace. Murder on the border. It's good to be back. I see that the post-banquet cleanup has been meticulously executed in my absence. Ask how he's feeling. Well, Your Grace, all things considered, please do not worry about me. It was wonderful to have the opportunity to live out a real murder mystery, even if the end result was more akin to a nightmare than a dream. I think that B murdered 2 innocent people. To think that B murdered 2 innocent people. How little I knew about her situation. Could I have prevented it to getting to this point? I'll miss her. But I am more than ready to resume my managerial responsibilities here. Speaking of which, Lord Rodney would like to have a word with you. You'll find him in the kitchen. Rodney? I wasn't expecting that. Dear Ookamiyoru, it's simply marvelous to see you again. Under less dire circumstances, it would appear. What are you doing here? Ah, yes, well you see, as it turns out, a spaniel is not able to legally inherit a duchy, despite Cole's wishes. The position was ultimately given to his younger sister. Suffice it to say, she did not appreciate her brother leaving the duchy to his dog over her. And she never liked me much to begin with. Both Princess and myself have been banished from Edgeville until further notice. Fortunately, your darling steward graciously offered us a position here. I know a thing or two about cooking, you know. My third wife was a baker. How did she die? What? Sharon isn't dead, darling. We parted ways very amicably. Yeah, just don't murder anyone. Wouldn't dream of it. I've been discussing potential improvements to these facilities with your ruggedly handsome blueprint manager. Hopefully you'll be quite pleased with when you see the results. Hey, quest complete. Hey, we did it. For completing murder on the border, we received 1 quest point. a construction XP lamp, a prismatic XP lamp, and the ability to build all three tiers of the Fort Forinthry kitchen, and then 2 treasure hunter keys. So we'll get the 8,000 experience from construction, 3,000 in divination, and then I'll use my 2 keys here. Wait, did I didn't get anything from this, right? No. Alright. Use the 2 keys. I think I have to have that closed. Rare potion for a huge prismatic. Oh, we got a Slayer wild card. 50 of them. That's a lot of Slayer wild cards. Alright. So that wraps up Murder on the Border. So our next one will be Unwelcomed Guests. Just let me look at something real quick. Yeah. So that one quest took longer than I thought it would. So I think I might call it here for tonight. I'm gonna try to be live again tomorrow. Not quite sure if I'll do more RuneScape or if I'll try Far Cry or maybe Tears of the Kingdom or something. But yeah, thank you to everyone that stopped by and hung out. Thank you to Mandalore for the raid tonight. Yeah, I'll definitely come back because I do have, there's 4 more quests I believe in this series. Yes, 4 more quests in this series before we can take on Vorkath. So I definitely have to be coming back for these. They all say medium length, so I'm assuming they'll probably be the same length as tonight's. But yeah, this is a fun little series to do for the channel of just these little quests for Fort Forinthry. We got our new kitchen now, which is cool. But yeah, thank you again. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving tonight. And yeah, I should see you guys tomorrow. I don't think there's anyone on to raid tonight, so I am just gonna end it here. Thanks again, and have a great night. Take care.